this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, Governor Bill Lee urges Tennesseans to use common sense during the upcoming holiday season. A new exhibit opened at the Tulahoma Arts Center, and we have some more footage from Tullahoma's Veterans Day observation. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tulahoma is ready to help you live well.
Hi, I'm Fran Gray with Alzheimer's Tennessee. When you receive a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease for yourself or someone you love, please know that you do not have to go through this journey alone. Alzheimer's Tennessee is here for you to provide support and education, all the help you may need to get through this challenge. Our number is 931-434-2348. We encourage you to give us a call. We're here to help.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. At his latest press conference, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee urged Tennesseans to use common sense when making plans for this holiday season.
COVID-19 cases in the United States are climbing, and they're breaking new records every day. And we're seeing states across the country dealing with overcrowded hospitals, surging deaths, very difficult choices on the horizon. And our cases in Tennessee as well have climbed steadily. And with more time indoors, as is happening, we expect that's going to continue to happen as well. So I am especially this week, in light of where we are in this pandemic, asking Tennesseans to stop and think about how it is that they carry out their everyday lives, especially how they're going to celebrate the holidays. I'm asking every Tennessean to make good common sense decisions about a pandemic that spreads with close contact with people. And so we have to make good common sense decisions, especially as we make decisions around gathering with friends and family, particularly family members that are older. Until we have a widespread distribution of COVID-19 vaccination available, holidays and routine choices that we make this year should look different, and we encourage Tennesseans to recognize that we're in a very different spot this holiday season than we have been before. For the first time in my life, for example, the Lee family will not be gathering for our traditional extended family holiday dinner at the farm. That was a difficult one for our family since we've done it every year of my life, but we all determined together that it wasn't wise to gather, to put a lot of people in my mom's house, and especially because she's 87 years old. And that decision was tough for us, but it doesn't have to be discouraging. A few of us will eat dinner on the back porch and change the way we do it. For me and for my family, Thanksgiving isn't just about a meal anyway. It's about being thankful for the many blessings that God has given us in spite of the challenges that we all face. So I encourage Tennesseans all across this state to recognize we're in a very difficult spot and to think through how it is that they make personal choices we're going to all have to, over this winter, over the next 8, 10, 12 weeks, remind ourselves that it is a season of common sense. And even though it is the holiday season, it still can be the most wonderful time of the year, in spite of the fact that this is a very challenging year for many Tennesseans. Personal responsibility is important. I say that a lot. I'll say it again. Embracing behavior personally around wearing a mask and washing your hands and staying apart, especially as we enter into this season. That's the way to ensure that we protect the health of one another. It's also the way that we ensure that businesses are open, schools are open, and we can continue to move forward and mitigate as much as we can.
The director of Coffee County School System has announced the temporary closing of an elementary school. Dr. Charles Lawson said, quote, due to several positive cases of COVID-19 among the staff at East Coffee Elementary, along with quarantines among staff and students, Coffee County Schools is placing East Coffee Elementary on virtual distance learning status through the rest of November. Potential close contacts have already been identified and contacted, end quote. Due to the Thanksgiving break and the current use of Fridays as distance learning days, this means that the students at East Coffee will miss in-person instructions on November 19th and November 30th. East Coffee Elementary should be open for in-person instruction starting on December 1st. No other schools in the Coffee County School District are impacted by this decision at this time. The number of COVID cases in Coffee County since data tracking began is 2,501. 50 of those were added yesterday. The current number of active contagious COVID cases is 298, with 30 added yesterday. The total number of individuals who are 14 days beyond symptom onset or test date who are considered to be no longer contagious but may still be sick from COVID-related illness is 2,167, with 20 of those added yesterday. The total number of Coffee County residents who have died from COVID and or COVID-caused illnesses and or complications is 36. Coffee County's positive rate is currently at 11.5%. This is the percentage of people who test positive out of all tests administered that day. It is calculated by using a 7-day rolling average. 5% or below is the goal, as that indicates minimal community outbreak. During the last 14 days, the average of new cases is 25.4%, and for the 2 weeks prior to that, it was 22.9%. We'll be right back in just a moment with more News Leader.
Here at Mcnab Collision Center, we work with all major insurance companies, and we get the job done right the first time, on time.
Well, I grew up in Tulahoma. We'd always done business with McNab, so when we needed collision service after a run-in with a deer, we knew to call those guys. We already had trust with them. We called Cody. He took great care of us. He kept us posted every step of the way, and we couldn't have been more pleased.
Getting your vehicle back to pre-loss condition shouldn't be a headache. So in the event of an accident, contact me, Cody Hall, at Mcnab Collision Center.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tulahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Concerned about your health or the health of a loved one? Free COVID-19 testing is available at all of our local health departments. From the small towns to the large metropolitan cities, any Tennessean who needs a test can receive one. To find the closest location to you, visit the assessment site map on our website at tn.gov/health or call your local health department. We know the last couple of months have not been easy, but Tennesseans are resilient and strong. Together, we will get through this.
Welcome back. John Gray stopped by the Tulahoma Arts Center last Friday to check out their new exhibit opening.
We're at the Tulahoma Arts Center, and this is a new event that's taking place tonight. It is Culture Through Our Eyes. It's an exhibition of local black artists, and it is a great new event. and we'll go inside and interview a few folks and look and see what's going on. And the crowd is just outstanding. The youth group here tonight got art? They got art, of course they do. Look at that pair right there. Is that not a pair to draw to right there if I've ever seen one? And there's a great crowd in here. There's food and all kinds of people around, and we'll see if we can get an interview with some of the artists, and along with that, see some of this wonderful art that's here. Culture through our eyes. There's the man right there. Look at him. Everybody's here tonight. I mean, this place is packed full of people. What a wonderful tribute. Hello, dear.
How are you?
I'm good, and you? Good to see you.
I am excellent. Good to be here.
Isn't it wonderful? All this wonderful crowd. It's just outstanding.
Outstanding, yes.
Look at that good-looking face right there. How are you? Look at all these wonderful people here. Let's take a picture of you taking a picture of me taking a picture of you. And I mean, this place is packed. Look at this. Isn't this absolutely incredible? What a wonderful thing. All right, I'm going to just pan through and we'll see some of the art that's on the wall. Look at that piece. Isn't that outstanding? There's some wonderful stuff here. Look at this piece. And there's entertainment. Outstanding. There's a piece of art right there if I've ever seen one. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see. That one up there or this one down here? I believe I'll take this one. Isn't that pretty? Here's two of Tullahoma's finest right here together at the Art Center of Tullahoma, making something special happen for our community and the rest of the world to look at and be jealous of. Look at this group right there. Young people in the arts. Look at that. And there, hey, there's an old guy with the arts right there. Look at this. Hey, JD, how you doing, buddy?
Good looking, man.
Isn't this a wonderful event?
It is.
Outstanding.
A lot of good folks in town.
Yeah. Glad to see you here, buddy.
Glad to be here, John.
The stars are out tonight. Look at there. Huh? Look at that shine. I mean, it's great. At the Tulahoma Art Center. Look at that beautiful lady right there. How are you doing, Miss Hamilton?
Wonderful.
Good to see you all.
It's so good to see you.
I tell you what, I've enjoyed so much seeing your young boys and grandchildren and everything play that music.
I'm telling you.
Just outstanding. Your husband would be so proud.
Yes, he would.
Be an artist tonight. Huh? Isn't that beautiful? And look at those pictures on the wall.
Oh, look. Is that what you're around?
Gorgeous. Simply gorgeous.
Oh.
There you go. Josh Cole right here at the Fine Arts Center. This is phenomenal. What are you thinking?
I'm amazed at the turnout from our community to support these local artists. It's amazing to have an exhibition like this. featuring all the local black artists from our community. Who knew we had this talent here, as we said in our previous interviews with Channel 6.
So, congratulations.
Thank you. And congratulations
like I said,
to the artists.
you remember
Yes.
Sam Cooke?
Yes.
Remember what he sang? Been a long time coming, but change gonna come.
You got that right.
It's already come.
It's
here at the Tulahoma Arts Center.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan Mcnab Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan Mcnab Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tulahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Look around, the changes catch your eye, and you come to realize one can make a difference.
Since 1915, Kiwanis International has touched millions of lives. When you help one child, you help the world.
But one can make a difference.
Welcome back. Let's watch now as the Tulahoma High School Band performs the national anthem and the ROTC commander leads the Pledge of Allegiance at last week's Veterans Day observation in Tulahoma.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do the pledge, I want to point out one of our cadets right behind me. He's dressed in the World War I uniform. And Cadet Payne, appreciate you doing that. I think it adds to the day itself. Cadet Bean, Cadet Simons, Cadet Bunch, and Cadet McCullough are our color guard. And let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate this opportunity to recite the Pledge of Allegiance with you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll be right back in a moment after these commercial messages.
I'm Philip Bourne, Stan Mcnab Detail Shop Manager. Here are a few things our customers have to say about our service.
What I love most about the Stan Mcnab Detail Shop is there's someone local that I can trust to pick up my car, have it cleaned, and deliver it back to me in showroom condition.
What really amazed me is when he opened the hood and looked like he had taken the old engine out and put a new engine inside.
We have several different packages and individual services to get your vehicle looking like new again. We're located just behind Stan Mcnab Chevrolet dealership. Call today, schedule an appointment, and see what the difference our detail can make.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tulahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
It's time for every family and business in Tulahoma to go green and recycle. Tulahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tulahoma, and recycle.
Welcome back. Also at the Veterans Day observation, local resident and Vietnam War veteran Doyle Reeves spoke to the gathering about the history of taps just before it was played to close the ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for turning out today in questionable weather. All right, I came by this information fairly recently, and I feel like it's a part of our history that everyone should be aware of. I'm talking about the musical score taps that we all know is a musical score that is sounded over a fallen soldier or fallen veteran's grave. I've known about it for many years, but I've never known the history of it, and here I would like to share it with you. This comes at a time, a dark period in our country's history, the American Civil War. The year was 1862. The place was Harrison's Landing, Virginia, where Union and Confederate forces had gone at it all day across a narrow strip of land. The battle had gone into nightfall. There was a Union captain by the name of Ellicombe who was checking his lines that night, and off to the front of his lines he could hear the cries of a wounded soldier. And he felt compassion for the man and decided that he needed to try to render aid to the fallen soldier, not knowing if the soldier was Union or Confederate. And against all advice, he crawled out of his lines and had to search for the soldier by sound alone, as it was dark of night. But he did so and managed to locate the wounded soldier, and immediately began dragging him back to his lines. And after enough time and effort, he managed to do so, only to discover that the wounded soldier was indeed Confederate, and that the soldier had succumbed to his wounds before he made it back with him and had died. So he ordered a lantern brought up and lit so that he could make a closer inspection of the young soldier, and immediately became numb with shock as he discovered that the young Confederate soldier was his own son, who had been living in the South studying music when the war broke out and had not told his father. Well, heartsick the next morning with grief over the loss of his son, he requested from his superiors to be able to bury his son with full military honors, even though he was Confederate. And this request was partially granted, and then he requested to have the band play at his funeral. Well, this was denied. But one lone officer approached Captain Ellicombe and allowed him to choose one musician to play at the funeral. So Captain Ellicombe chose a bugler because he had searched through his son's clothes, and him, having studied music, had written out a musical score. And that musical score is what we now know today as taps. So the first fallen soldier to have taps sounded over his grave was the very soldier that had written the musical score. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part of our history, and I request, if you can remember this, to pass it along to anyone who will listen, because we do not need to forget our history. and I thank you for listening.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party, but things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her, and now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tulahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1942 at 82 degrees. The record low was in 1903 at 14 degrees. Average high on this day is 59 and the average low is 37. Mostly clear weather expected tonight with a low of 41. Sunny weather in the forecast for Friday with a high of 66 and a low of 44. And mostly sunny weather expected on Saturday with a high of 67 and a low of 48. And that's our news leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.